Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. We finally got a ban and restriction announcement for the Digimon card game. As you can see, this one is going to be effective on August 31st, which is next week. We did get information later on. It is, 12 at night, so it's about to be, the 24th, but we did get more information earlier today that this will go into effect for both regions, so Japan or Asia and EN, English format. So I just wanted to go over quickly what we see, how it's going to affect the meta, and we can kind of discuss it from there. So first things up is Ukko, promo Ukko. So whenever he promotes, you may hatch and then you gain a memory. This card, everyone knew this card was going to get hit no matter what. Even if they'd hit one Ukko or both Ukkos, this one was going to get hit. It's been one of the staples in both top decks, being Numemon and Ancient Gabumon, as well as helping other decks such as Red Hybrid, and in the future we have more decks that take advantage of it as well. So who'd have thought that hatching the same turn as you promote is very strong. It gives you a lot of draw power, especially when you're running multiple Ukkos. So even if you're just running 4 of these, or if you're running 4 promo and 4 BT16 Ukko, it becomes very strong. Now, another thing that this card enabled is it basically removed choking from the game, right? A very fundamental aspect of Digimon is being able to give your opponent the memory you want to, and we refer to it as a perfect system, right? So if you've ever played Magic, mana is not a perfect system because you do not influence your opponents, within reason. Obviously there's like land destruction and things. However, you do not directly affect your opponent's mana. In Digimon, it is a perfect system where if I give you 3, you will have 3. If you give me 6, I will have 6, but etc, etc. The reason gaining 1 memory is very strong is because it enabled a lot of plays when set to 1 memory. You could go into a 4, you could go into 2 trainings, you could go into a hybrid, which was the big one. Whenever promo Ukko first came out, Red Hybrids sucked it up as soon as possible because if you did not have a setter, even if you choked a Red Hybrid player to 1, they would still have enough memory to go into a hybrid. So, let's see the explanation. It was intended for this to be a card that could be combined with promo Lui and used in a variety of decks, but the importance of this one card turned out to be much bigger than it predicted, as it increases the speed of control decks that don't require level 3 and provides many options by securing memory. As a result, there's a difference in power between decks that can use this card and those that can't, resulting in a loss of diversity in the decks that can be used. For the above reasons, we have decided to restrict this card. So you might wonder what decks cannot use this card. Mainly cards that focus very hard in archetype, or they need their inheritables, or they really need their big stack. Examples are Greymon, so Gora, Alphamon, things like that, Mirage, Gallant, things of that nature that need their big stack to do anything. So we move on. Lui, I'm not really going to go over this one. It's almost the exact reason for Ukko. However, like it says, is by repeating combining effects that aren't once per turn, such as BT6 mats, and this card's on play, you can get insane value, and almost no deck can compete with the speed, which is why Blue Hybrid ran it, which sped it up consistently. I don't think Numemon really liked this card, just because they had so many, their level 4s are basically level 3s, and vice versa. So you just play a bunch of Ukko, rush up, play your level 4s, and then they have insane control with their level 6s. But by repeatedly combining effects that aren't once per turn, such as BT6 mats, with this card's on play effect, the game speed accelerates dramatically, making it difficult for many decks to compete. Because various decks use countermeasures against this combination, decks that are strongly affected by the countermeasures are no longer able to perform as effectively as they should, resulting in a loss of diversity in the decks being used. For the above reasons, go into 1. Alrighty, we're going to move on. So next is actually a bit of surprise. It is Hammer Spark. So this card was kind of a little bit of a toss-up. The reason I say that is because for a long time, a lot of Digimon players, including myself, we don't like free memory being in the game. free memory being in the game was a mistake whenever it was printed, so I'm not totally against Hammer Spark going down. I assume the reason they hit Hammer Spark before they hit Gravity Crush, is that what it's called? Gravity Crush? Gravity. And Blinding Ray, or Blinding Light, whichever one, is because blue is kind of the meta right now. Blue Hybrid's a very strong deck. Mirage is a very strong deck. So, kind of makes sense. But further explanation is this card has been used in decks that include blue cards for a long time, but the increased variety of cards available now allows for more card drawing, making it possible to have multiple cards in the hand and use them consecutively in one turn. As a result, it has become easier to speed up the game, widening the gap between decks that can use this card and others. For the above reasons, go into 1. I agree. I think they should take out all the free memory in the game, personally, especially the 2 I mentioned prior. They should just straight out ban it. I don't really know why they left it to 1. They're kind of indecisive about the cards going to 1 versus just being banned. 1 card usually doesn't mean anything. However, some cards are strong enough that they need to be outright banned. In my opinion, Ice Wall is one of those cards. It doesn't need to be at 1, it just needs to be banned. So, moving on, we have Awakening of the Golden Knight. So I'm going to go through its description first, and then we can talk about it. This card is used in decks that mainly use BT16 Numemon, which has a high usage rate in recent game environments. When combined with cards such as level 3 that support Digivolution, it was possible to keep BT16 Magna on the board early on and move toward attacking. The above play is very powerful and creates a situation that many decks can't handle. To fix this issue, we have decided to restrict this card to 1. I have no idea how much I have told people that this card, paired with Patamon and Yellow Vaccine, is a disgusting combo and should be banned. I was called crazy. Vaccine didn't really have any results, and people were like, nah, dude, it's bad. Blue Magna doesn't have results. Yellow Magna doesn't have results. It doesn't matter if it doesn't have results, if it's still bad for the game. It's still unhealthy for the game to say, I'm going to promote, I'm going to search my security, go into a level 4 for free, and gain memory off of it, and then tap my tamers for more memory. We'll get to it later. Go into a 5, and if you don't go into a 5, you're going to pass turn, go into it for free because you have an ace, and then you're going to Awakening and go into a Mirage. Or not a Mirage, sorry, a Magna. I'm glad this card's gone. I think it was very unhealthy for Vaccine to be able to run this card. So, moving on. Numemon X Antibody. When using Numemon decks, this card has high board retention from the beginning of the game, and its inherited effect can be reused when combined with other cards, allowing this single card to significantly increase the ability to control the entire deck. In addition, since a level 6 can also be played by its effect, it's easy to digivolve from there to level 7, which has a higher output, to create a one-sided control board in an early stage. So basically they're talking about, playing the Platinum Nume and then going into Ruin mode. For the reasons stated above, we expect this card will play a very large role in the deck, resulting in a loss of diversity in the cards included. Go into what? I think this was kind of expected. It was either this or Monzai X. I don't think anyone really thought the normal versions, the normal variants of their cards were that crazy. So normal Numemon, so like the BT14 one, or Monzaimon, the RB1. RB1 is a very good card. However, it was Monzai X that was kind of, chugging the train along. I think this is a very good hit. Good on Bandai for seeing that, hey, this card is really toxic, and having infinite floaters is bad for the game. And obviously being able to play a level 6 from a level 4 is kind of bad. Not bad for the deck, but bad for the game. As for the future of the deck, Numemon's still going to be good, in my opinion. It lost some speed with Ukko and Numemon X. However, if they find this card while you are playing them, they're probably going to run you over just as normal, because they're going to be basically infinite float the X Antibody. So I don't think it'll be, Numemon was very, very close to tier 0. It'll either be low tier 1 or high tier 2, which is a good spot, in my opinion. So moving on, we have BT14 TK. Having multiples of this card in play makes it easy to continuously and significantly increase memory, guaranteeing stability in yellow vaccine decks and others that use this card. Also, this card's roll through the entire game becomes significant since the effect which increase. Listen, what the fuck? Also, this card's roll through the entire game becomes significant since the effect which increases or decreases the security cards can be activated for a low memory cost. On top of this, having a memory gained after recovery effects lets the player do more and makes matches take excessively longer. Quit fucking slow playing me. You know who you are. Anyway. Basically the same reasoning that I mentioned before for Awakening of the Golden Knight. This card, just the whole conglomeration of Yellow Vaccine needed to be hit, right? I think them choosing to hit this and Awakening is better than hitting Patamon. I still think Patamon should be, taken to the chopping block, but it's whatever. So how does Yellow Vaccine adjust? They just run different Yellow Tamers. That's about it. Yellow Vaccine, I'm going to go back through and kind of talk about what the decks change and what they do. Like basically how do they adjust from these? Next card, we get a unrestriction to purple Gabumon, the ST6 one. I think this card being restricted in the past was just like Bandai trying to fix Ukkomon and Ubanubismon. So purple needs a little help. Hey, Beelstar will probably get some love, maybe. I don't even know if it can play this. I don't even know what color their egg is, so. But maybe, EX7 fucking Beelstar mod will play it. So I'm gonna do a quick cut, go back to the top, and then we'll talk about all the how decks are gonna change. All right, welcome back. Sorry about that little quick cut. So we're going to go ahead and just go through quickly about what decks run these cards and how I think they're going to be adjusted. So for Ukkomon, a lot of fucking decks run this card, I'll be honest with you. But the main offenders are Blue Hybrid and Numemon. Numemon will probably Numemon will still run its one of. They'll probably just focus on switching to more black base rookies, probably just more floodgates, to be honest with you. And based on the meta, that could just be better. They won't be as fast, they won't be as efficient, but they will be slowed down, and they'll be fine coming out of this, right? They're just gonna play more black rookies, most likely floodgates, and be fine. So Louis, going back, Blue Hybrid. I know a lot of people are probably looking at how Blue Hybrid's going to adjust. So Blue Hybrid actually has a lot of builds going for it already. It has blue base and it has red base. Blue base does not play Ukkos because you want to focus on going into your promo Lobomon in the back or up the front. Doesn't really matter. So it doesn't really want the Ukkos because you play a bunch of Strabimon. Red base, however, you're going to run your one of, you're going to run the other four. So you still have 5 Ukkos in the deck and you're still going to have 1 Louis along with your other Tamers. You're probably just going to go up on Gatsumon, Muchomon, and Flamemon. Like I said, any deck that runs Ukko is now going to be slower than it was previously, if it still goes that route. However, they're still going to be good decks. They're not going to fall off the face of the earth. You're still going to see them. You're still going to have to prepare for them. And you'll still have to know the matchup. But it slows them down overall. So for Blue Hybrid, you can either switch to Blue Base, which is basically all Strabimon and Lobomon, or you can run Red Base, which is basically the 5 Ukkos, the 1 Louis, and you can run Gatsumon, Muchomon, or Flamemon from BT17. So Louis is the exact same. I think only literally Blue Hybrid ran this card and other hybrid decks, and I haven't really seen much, to be honest with you. Same thing. We're just gonna run the one of. I'm personally a Blue Hybrid player. We're just gonna run the one of probably and call it a day. Maybe throw in another Zoe or a Jet Selfie or something to fill the Tamer slot if we want to. But obviously we are approaching on BT18, and a lot of BT18 hybrid lists do not run Louis at all because we don't have the room. So I think this is just kind of like a pat on the back for everyone. Hey, shut up. Here's a restriction list. Good luck. Hammer Spark, I don't think it's going to change the meta whatsoever. Mirage is still going to be great. Ancient is still going to be good. Magna's still gonna be good. It won't be as good. But yeah, Hammer Spark I don't think has any effect on the meta. It's just good that it's out. Awakening, I could see vaccine armor almost just disappearing. I think vaccine will still be a deck running the 3 Great Angels, running Venusmon, things of that nature. But we're gonna see a very high decline of specifically armor vaccine. What does it replace? The option, probably just maybe some kill options, maybe some DP minus to handle boards, and that's about it, really. It's just going to go more control-y and probably lose a lot of speed because of it. Numemon X, like I said, it's going to run more floodgates, and then I'm not really sure what level 4 you really replace it with. Numemon X Antibody is kind of irreplaceable for Numemon, and I'm not really familiar with many Numemon cards, so I'm not going to talk out of my ass and act like I know what they're going to do. So they're probably just going to find another Numemon to run, to be honest with you. Numemon, words are hard. Numemon will be fine. If you play it, if you main it, you will be fine. TK, same thing. Kind of the same thing as the Magna option. We could probably see a very drastic drop of armor vaccine and vaccine as a whole, just because vaccine was not crazy strong to begin with, and now it's losing its best tamer. The deck could be going downhill for a little bit. That's okay. It was owning for a while, but we'll just have to see how the meta shapes out. Gabumon, what decks are gonna run it? Beelstar, Anubis conglomerations that are still around, APOC conglomerations that are still around. I don't think any deck right now. BT18, we could see, what's it called? Purple Hybrid run it probably. But that's about it. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys found my opinions a little informational and a little bit of explanation to what decks are going to do. I'm very happy Bandai finally gave us a restriction list. I'm sure everyone was hoping. It's been a long while since we got our last one. I have a little bit of a feeling that this is kind of just a slap on the wrist for now until we get to unification, which isn't really that far away. We have a lot of sets coming out. We have BT19 combination, so 2.0 and 2.5. We're going to have a lot of cards coming out. Meta's going to be changing like crazy. I don't think they're going to make another restriction until unification, which is, I think, April of 2025. So better pick a deck and stick with it, because we're going to have a lot of cards and a lot of decks churning out for the next couple months. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please return for my next one. I'll probably be making a couple more this week. Hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you later.